Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so excited because yesterday I was so excited to get some EU duels going, dude. I like the different gameplay, different metas that EU brings, man. It's similar to NA, but there's always something different about it. Either way. Whew, I'm excited. We got ourselves Blinks Out of Sad. Blinking Out of Sad. A great name to begin with. Canny on Team Red as well with Judah Master in the back. Full Hazel Windwalker looking. We got ourselves Neera as a Unholy DK and Ruben as Unholy as well. On Team Blue, we got ourselves our boy Katrikan going up as an Armors Warrior. God, you better be careful with this, man. We got ourselves Lothric as also an Unholy DK. Belcher going up as a Boomkin. Resistance as a Monk on Team Blue. And Sever going up first on from EU Ragnaros. And looks like maybe it's going to be Ruben first. Yeah, Ruben first up and running. Ruben approaching Sever. It's going to be an immediate I-beam. Does get stunned for it. And Ruben is actually not looking all that good either. Already sitting at about half his health. Metamorphosis coming out for Sever. Drop down that meta on the full army that it looks like he's actually want to peel away from the army. The ghouls do leap on top of him. He is just going to get slapped around by a Guardian of Azeroth, Ruben. That's just going to go for the full pill build. Actually, overcommitting a bit too many defenses. Is going to get himself a Lichborn as well as Deathback. Maybe that's actually worth because Sever is taking quite a bit of damage from all those pets. But Ruben had to go for a death bag, but Pop Transfusion immediately trying to heal through all the self-inflicted necrotics, trying to get some necrotics set up onto Sever. That's exactly what he should be doing. Darkness coming down for the Demon Hunter. Ruben's necrotics are down for a second. He should be able to heal up for quite a bit. Sever looks like he's just going to be using mobility to escape the Death Knight the whole time. Ruben, completely out of defenses, needs to go for a spam move Death Strike. Save the trinket coming out into the minute closing in. Needs to get a stun into Sever to stop him in his tracks for a second. Does not look all that good. Demon form does go down. Sever needs to get him back into the I-beam demon form ASAP if he wants to win this duel. Stoner to Ruben does not have a trinket out of it, but Sever not looking good themselves. With an inch of health left, getting charged by the undead pet, and down he goes. Ruben taking him out immediately, gonna go for food as soon as it happens. And Belcher, good thing he's a man of honor. He's a big old boomkin. He has the disadvantage playing against an Holy Death Knight, but he's gonna give him the opportunity to get a full heal. Ruben is lucky that he actually gets to play. What is that server name? Pazodel? Eternita? Eternal Palace? Maybe? No, it's something else. I don't know, dude. This is EU, so it could be... I want to say, like... Spanish? Because if it was an A, I'd be like, maybe it's Portuguese. Maybe it's something South American, but... It has to be, like, Spanish, right? I could be wrong. Belcher is going to have to go for a little bit of Soul Wrath off of the pet. Get himself a little bit of that Star Surge power available. That's about all he can do. Getting dots up and running at Ruben. This Belcher playing a prog-based playstyle Boomkin. I think, honestly, with how hard Ruben is hugging the wall, hopefully Belcher is playing a prog-based Boomy. Ruben is going to be resummoning his pet, getting himself a fresh one going. Belcher getting hit, try not to hit into AMS, looking just to outrun the DK for a second as Chains of Ice are going to be spammed at him, looking to power shift out of there. Grip and the stun coming out. He does prepare for this as the armor leader rolls in, getting himself a trinket out of that stun with Thorns up and running. His necrotics are slowly rolling in. It's going to have one of his proc Azeroth traits. Rocking out. Ruben looking to line aside Belcher for a little bit while Balskin and Thorns are up and running. Landing a bash onto the DK. He does trick it out of it with Death back to follow. Does not have a way to self-heal. Disarm coming out even if he wanted to heal. Belcher's not giving him opportunity as he is in full incarnation. Short stun into Ruben. Does he have final Star Search to let it take him down? He does not need the Star Search. He's just gonna go for a Lunar Strike and slam him down. Has incarnation for a few more seconds. Could go for big damage into Neera maybe, but looks like he's just gonna go for a bit of recovery. Neera is gonna take the time to just AFK behind the pillar, wait out for the massive balanced druid burst. He's gonna mount up, but the Boomkin incarnation is gone. Hopefully Belcher has damage outside of the Boomy form, outside of the Incarn, in order to deal with a Death Knight, but it's going to be a fresh Death Knight, Knowledgeborn. Doesn't look like they're playing Death Pact at all, so it looks like maybe longer AMS is gonna be the playstyle. Belcher landing a root onto Neera is gonna at least be able to establish some dots. Try to see if he can reroute him again. Neera could go for a grip, but that's gonna be nothing threatening coming out of Belcher in the opener. is going to land a stun on the Boomkin, and now the duel is off. Neera actually taking quite a bit of damage out of nowhere. Big death strikes are going to get him back up and running. Has not used AMS or anything. Looking to save those cooldowns for later. Belcher not really looking at all that health. Dipping down below half health. Is going to have to use Crucible in order to get himself a bit of a self-heal. Thorns are up and running with a Barkson as well. Get himself Incarnation for just a quick second. Neera, though, is nowhere to be found. Letting the pets do all the work. Looking to land a grip onto Belcher. He does get at least one Star Search off. Neera AMS out of this situation. Looking to nab a couple death strikes back to back. Belcher, I don't believe he's able to get himself a bash because that's going to be an IBF immediately out of Neera. Is going to get himself at least a little bit of reheal before the Necrotics gets super high up. He's still in such a bad situation. Stun coming out, does not have a trinket for it. Does he have a way out of it though? It looks like his health is not dipping down nearly as quickly as I was expecting to. Into a distant one, and Neera doesn't need the weapon though. Belcher is going to get himself Swiftman. Small shield coming out. Does he have thorns or anything to follow here? He needs to get a defense right now, and down he goes. Neera taking him out, but did exhaust every single cooldown available just to do it. And Lothric is going to be up next as another unholy DK. A lot of you guys are giving each other honor duels, but we are getting into the 5-minute mark of the 1% dampening, boys. I don't know if that's a good idea to give each other less and less necrotics to play with. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe they are trying to get into high necrotics. Like, they expect for Judamas to come out and just be the unkillable monk, so they're trying to prolong the game as long as possible. Neera, it looks like Neera is the one dropping down the Abomination. Lothric popping in AMS immediately. Neera's popping their own AMS. Lothric kind of doing a little bit of a backpedaling back and forth. I'm not really a huge fan of that kind of strategy. I don't really know. I feel like side to side is a little bit better because back and forth just kind of keeps you doing this like weird bird thing, you know what I mean? Necrotics are stacking up into Lothric, actually self-inflicted mostly with death strikes, but it's going to be trying to use death strikes in order to get himself as much re-healing as possible, but he put himself, I think, in an unwinnable situation. Trinket's out of that stun. Safety Trinket coming. That's going to be Necrotics finally off. Could go for massive death strike re-heal. Neera also looking quite low as Necrotics start to stack up, but Lothric is in a much worse position right now. Could be anyone's time, but Neera ended up keeping their cool as best as they could, had plenty of defenses, and just controlled the fight. As soon as Lothric popped that death pack, that was it. He just secured himself the last with Sever coming out into Neera, trying to prevent any kind of death strikes. Neera is looking to maybe nab a little bit of self-healing. Are they going to be able to resist? Is looking to just resist all that healing and just going to take him out immediately. Who is up next is going to be a Blink out of Sad, playing as a Frost Mage. Frost Mage versus a Monk. You would think that it would be like, you know, the most mobile class versus the most slow base class, but with how Frost plays in PvP, I would be surprised if the Mage even stood a chance here. Resistance getting hit a polymer. Frostbolt's coming out for Blink. He's going to be able to get one Frostbolt in as he's getting rooted. Does have himself the ways to break out of roots. Stun into Blink. He's actually going to trick it out of it at a later time. Trying to land a Nebel Bolt onto Resistance, who does put a Whirling Dragon Punch on himself. That's going to take him up in the air for a second. Focus Azeroth Beam is going to slap Resistance for quite a bit of damage, actually. So that was actually quite an effective way of going about it. Resistance is going to try to see if he can reduce the magic as best as possible. Ring of Frost coming out. He tricked it out of nothing a little too early. I guess I was expecting to get hit by the Ring of Frost. Porting out of it immediately. Resistance without a trinket. What'd you just do? And it's actually going to spam Vivifies back-to-back, still holding on to Karma. Blink out of Sad has 2 Icebox still available. He's probably going to wait out for Temporal if possible. Tried to blink out of Resistance, but it looks like he actually blinked into Sad instead. But that's going to be Fist of Fury. He does get a root onto Resistance for a second as well. He is should be able to generate some common points or some chi off of the Elemental. Not going to do it. Instant Iceblock coming out for Blink out of Sad. Probably could have waited for a little bit longer as Resistance is going to be out there right out of the Iceblock. Is going to be able to push up some damage. Blink tried to see if they can get any kind of heal on Temporal, but they see he's going to pop his shield on top of the Temporal. He's just not going to get any value for the Temporal. 18% dampening will still get a decent heal, and down he goes. Didn't even have a plan as he came into the arena, and really showed once he met up against the Monk Resistance. Next up is either going to be Kenny as Arcane, which looks like that's exactly what's going to be happening because Judas is here. Kenny's got AFK. Juno might just seem to be the guy to go if Kenny's just not here. Maybe Deceive? Give him a second, maybe, right? Oh, it looks like he's in. Hopefully this mage gives this monk a little bit better overrun for his money. I always wanted to see a Frost Mage like do really, really well against somebody, dude. I really always wanted to see a Frost Mage actually do well against a monk or any class. But so far, I have not, dude. I want to see like a rank 1 Frost Mage just go up and just like duel the shit out of somebody. That'd be so good. Canny is going to go for a little bit of an explosion while dealing with the images. That's going to be cooldowns out of resistance. Just trying to polymorph him through all the storm, earth, and fire. And it's going to land one last polymorph before we can start pushing out some damage. Arcane missiles are going to be punishing for resistance if he doesn't have the mobility to catch up with Canny. That's going to be also a Crucible Storm to fall and knocking up resistance. Trying to keep away from the Fist of Fury. Is going to blink back to another one of the through one of these Fist of Furies. Karma coming out onto resistance. Fire resistance a little bit early. Canny is going to actually temporal and ice blocking this off. He actually needs to min-max the damage out of here. Going to be diffused magic coming out of resistance with the same trinket to fall. Does get interrupted on his cast. Canny still holding on to a trinket. No ice block, however, though. He needs to make this duel count right now. Resistance popping in Touch of Death with a wall to follow. Archimus is still attacking him, though. Oh my god, almost got him with that Touch of Death off against the against Canny there, but couldn't quite do it. Kachikan is going to be up next. Don't tell me you're sending Judo, right? Wait, are you sending Judo? Wait, is that what's gonna happen? Is the Kachikan just gonna go just to make sure everybody gets a chance to play? He's gonna go up against Judo instead? Fist of Furies are flying. Kachikan got himself the underarm chicken proc, and that's the only thing that really got him a lot of healing. Maybe that's why he decided, you know what? I might as well go against Judo. The dampen is just gonna make it worse and worse. Disarm onto Cat is gonna stop him from being able to really get a lot of the pressure going. Does land a fear onto Judo as he's trying to go for a bit of a heal. Kachikan using that Crucible to follow in order to continue the damage. It's gonna be Karma just to get Kachikan out of that room. Judo tried to min-max the damage during that Karma. Leg sweep onto Cat. He's gonna trick it out of it. War Stomp in the Fist of Fury as wall coming out for Judo. That's gonna be a wall for Cat as well. Intercepting Judo Master as he got that big Touch of Death roll, and Kachikan trying to reduce as much as he can. Might have to go for a little bit of a commanding shout here. Does not really have a way to self-heal. And that's going to be Judo trying to catch a heal. Kachikan needs to stay on the offensive ASAP. The next Fist of Fury is coming out very, very soon. He's looking to trying to think of a way out of that situation. Does not have a way out of it. Going to be a disarm onto Cat as he goes for commanding shout. Judo Master is looking to close out the game. Kachikan does not really have a way to retaliate here unless he can get anything going. And that's going to be it for that first duel. I do appreciate the fact that at least everybody got to play, man. Dude, that Boomkin damage though. At the very start, that Boomkin damage, I feel like Belcher, as soon as he killed one Death Knight, he should have just charged into the other Death Knight and just blasted out as much damage as he could. Forced the defensive, ran away.